Hello and welcome to Figuratively Speaking. Running a little late tonight. How's everybody doing tonight? So, I'm going to do a little bit of a rundown of the origin story of Trapjaw. I am going to do a little bit of a review of a few Trapjaw characters and a little bit of story behind what is now, um, excuse me, what is now canon for Masters of the Universe and how Cronus became Trapjaw. That's funny. Hello, Thanos Copter. Thanks for joining the stream. My buddy's Customs. Hello, and thank you for joining the stream. So, if anybody is actually into the comics, the best origin story of Cronus to Trapjaw is in this particular comic by MV Comics, Icons of Evil, Trapjaw. It is a very, very awesome comic, very well depicted. I absolutely love the way that they brought the story of Trapjaw of Cronus to light. What happened to Cronus to make him turn into Trapjaw. So, the origin story to begin. Sorry, everyone. So, before everything even transpired, let's get started with that. The origin. The not so liked Cronus action figure from Rise to Evil, but has a very, very important part now that it's canon. Keldor and Cronus, as well as Evil Lyn, Beastman, Triclops, and Merman, they were already in league with each other before Keldor ever turned into Skeletor, before Cronus ever became Trapjaw. And I find it interesting that Skeletor actually made enemies of his own crew. Yes, I love that 2-pack myself. This 2-pack, yes. This is phenomenal. I I really like the Keldor figure in there. I love the paintworks, and I love the Havoc staff that he had. And I'm blinding people with my light. Sorry about that. So, Yeah, let's switch that down. We'll do that. So even though I think a lot of people really disliked the head on Cronus more than anything. Because really, I think Cronus looked pretty good. It's that face sculpt that kind of throws Cronus off. Personally, that's my thought. Um, but again, yeah, before Keldor ever became Skeletor, he was already in league with what I call the Fatal Six or the Fatal Five. That's what I like to call them. Together, they're the Fatal Six. Um, but Keldor also made enemies of his. He made enemies of his crew before he ever became Skeletor, and to with each one, what he did to each one was actually pretty cruel. But it was in that mindset. Now I have control over you at the same time. Hello, Duchess of Darkness. Thank you for joining the stream. So it's funny to me that even with all the things that Keldor did before he became Skeletor, that his minions actually stuck with him and stayed with him, but he really didn't give them a choice but to stay with him. So to go through the story here, um, so Skeletor didn't like some things that Cronus had done. Um, and this is really right after Keldor became Skeletor. So let me just do the brief introduction. Before Adam was given the power of He Man, before Grayskull held the power of the Elders, before Skeletor terrorized Eternia in search of the universe's ultimate power, there was Keldor, a skilled fighter who had begun to learn the dark art of sorcery. Keldor lurked in the shadows, building his army to challenge the forces of good. And over time, Keldor gained the loyalty and respect of the most vile and evil creatures ever existed on Eternia. Relive the tales of some of these warriors and learn how they became the icons of evil. So, so with that being said, Keldor had a problem with Skeletor when Skeletor became Skeletor, and he wanted to do things a little bit different. He wanted to run things a little bit differently than Skeletor. Skeletor wasn't going to have it, and of course, at this point, Skeletor had kicked him out of what was Snake Mountain then. Um, and that was when he was still Keldor. As you can see here in the pictures. Pretty much, uh, Cronus grew weary of Skeletor's crap. Um, so Skeletor banished him from Snake Mountain. As Cronus. Cronus then found an army of his own with the creatures and inhabitants around Snake Mountain. And so when Cronus finally grabbed uh, control of this particular village and started building his army, that's when he decided that he was going to go ahead and march on Snake Mountain. So Skeletor and his warriors went about and attacked Snake Mountain. And Skeletor and his warriors, Evil Lyn, Beastman, Whiplash, uh, Merman, they wiped out the entire village, the entire army of Cronus, to where you get into this final battle between Skeletor and Cronus. And so Skeletor literally beats the crap out of Cronus. He used a magic that like started to soften his skin, soften his bone, and he's basically zombifying Cronus. Much like how Randor did Keldor before he became Skeletor. And how Trapjaw was to have his trap jaw is due to this very powerful punch from Skeletor that quite literally just destroyed his jaw. And if I show you under here, Skeletor was ready to kill and just be done with Cronus completely. Hold on one second, please. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Uh, had some neighbors come over and want to talk about something. So, back to where I was. Anyway, Skeletor destroys Cronus's jaw, and the war in Snake Mountain with the village, which Cronus was uh, leading towards Snake Mountain, was also destroyed. Everybody was destroyed. The army that Cronus had done led to Snake Mountain, done. Uh, None of them survived except for Cronus. Um, and then that's how Cronus became Trapjaw. Now, I find the story very, very interesting because once again, every single minion behind Skeletor also has every reason to want to dethrone Skeletor, and yet none of them do. Until in Revelations, where of course they do Motherboard, and of course that's Motherboard is controlled by the Horde, which we find out at the very end. But again, I really find it kind of cool. So I've got another figure, but this goes into after Cronus becomes Trapjaw, and that's the mini comic Trapjaw. I love this figure. I think it's very cool. Um, I think the colors on him are fantastic. He's done in a greenish silver with a little bit more of a maroon rather than pink uh, helmet on the top of his head. He definitely comes with a different comic book. Sure which one that is. I obviously haven't opened up this figure. But then I also have this Trapjaw, which is the 2020 release of Origins. And this is a very wonderful version of him too. And I love the way they did the eyes on these. The eyes are very, I would say, kind of demonic. And then one of my others, which I just got this. This is fantastic. This is the Revelations Trapjaw. I'm not so sure about the whole motherboard thing. I probably won't even use those for anything. I just love this version of Trapjaw in itself. It's a bigger scale. And I like the fact that he actually comes with the Lasatron cannon, because I don't think the other ones do. Or do they? Oh, they might. So yes, I will be unboxing this, my mini comic, and my normal Trapjaw and Cronus and Kelvin. And I do not have my, yes I do, my handy dandy power knife. So again, there is the Rise of Evil 2-pack. I particularly love this head for Skeletor. I have another one of these, but I put this head on a totally different. I put this head on a totally different character, starting to do my own custom. I like the cape that they put for Keldor as well. Just a couple of fantastic figures. Start showing off this head. They put like these little gemstones for his eyeballs in there. That's fantastic. I was supposed to have a guest on the show tonight. He might be busy doing something else at the moment. But yeah, Trapjaw's uh, fantastic figure. One of my, probably about my third or fourth favorite. Um, my absolute favorite is Orko. Um, a lot of people say, "Well, he's annoying. Has no real significance in Masters of the Universe." But I disagree, especially after watching Revelations, which Revelations was a different take for Masters of the Universe. In the fact that I think that Masters of the Universe from my era, now granted, this era for Masters of the Universe, it's not my He-Man, it's not my Masters of the Universe, but it's for my kids, and it's important, as I said in my last video. Uh, I love the artwork on the back of these things. And yes, that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And also, without further ado, my guest has arrived. I hope everyone will say welcome to Adam from Radical Toys.
Hey guys, how you guys making out?
Hey, what's going on, Adam? How you doing, sir?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Sorry I'm a little late in the game, but I'm here now.
Oh no, you're hey, you're right on time.
Okay, cool. Good stuff. So I
Yes,
seen you
sir.
were showing off Trapjaw. Was that the Origins Trapjaw?
This is the Origins Trapjaw. Yes, sir.
Same
This
as my
is the
puppet.
2020 version of Trapjaw.
Okay, cool. The re-release one. That's good.
Yes. Again, I love this figure. This was actually one of the few figures in vintage that I did not have because I was never able to find them.
Yeah, I never had him either when I was growing up. Him or Triclops.
I had Triclops. He was an easy one to find, but Triclops, well, where I'm at, Triclops was kind of a peg warmer, and I really wasn't into Triclops so much as I was. I loved Trapjaw, but again, like my very favorite of all characters is Orko. Um, he was the one that
Pretty
was
cool.
always
Yeah.
back. He was always backwards, so his magic worked backwards, all of it. So it's kind of funny. I related more to him because as a kid I was definitely backwards and still a little backwards as an adult, but that's okay.
Right. Yeah, I actually missed out a lot of like Wave 1, Wave 2 figures back in the day. Like I had like the Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Armor Skeletor. I don't even think I had the harness ones back in the day, so I missed out on a lot of them. So we got lots of people are in. We got Thanos and Duchess of Darkness. I just watched Duchess. I just watched your latest video. It was awesome. The Valentine's Day episode was really fun. That was cool.
Oh yeah, that story was well, several stories was very cool. Um, I was there. I watched. I listened.
You know, it's really funny too. I know I'm a little off topic, but when you're talking about people who are like, killing people and stuff like that, you would think that you would just agree with them so that they don't kill you off. Cuz cuz she was getting ugly at her. Like she was getting mad that she killed all these people for her for Valentine's Day. And you think you would just agree just to, until you get out of there?
Yes,
Pretty cool.
that's Trapjaw with his Lasertron rifle. I think that's probably
Yeah.
my favorite weapon for him. Um, other than this claw, the the hook I find kind of pointless unless you're grappling a tightrope and sliding down with it. That's the only thing I'd really use that for. Not my
Yeah.
favorite, not my
I
favorite accessory.
I like the gun too. The gun's pretty much my favorite one.
But yeah, I love the way his colors are. His colors just pop off each other.
Yep. Yeah, they look real good.
So that's just my one. I like the belt that he has. Um, all his colors just pop off each other, and then like this belt, I love the skeleton with the crossbones. So kind of a pirate, and really that's what Cronus was before he was Trapjaw.
Yeah.
He was he was a thief, um, more or less. That's really what the whole group was. And then
Did you pick up that 2-pack with the Kronos and what is it? The Keldor, I think it was.
yes, I did.
Oh, okay, you got him. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like the Havoc staff in that package.
I love the Havoc
That's
staff.
cool.
I do love the sword, but I think what really drew me to this particular pack, it wasn't necessarily it was more or less Keldor that was my want, because the way that his chest armor was painted, and of course the Keldor figure, face figure, but it was really the Skeletor head with the gem inset,
Right.
red gem insets in the head.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that is a mini comic head too. I think that's what that one's based off of.
right. So again, I like the Keldor figure. I just don't. I can't get down with that face.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the pack myself, but I was not really a big fan of Kronos or Keldor to begin with. They were like probably 2000X characters I didn't really care for, though I liked a lot of the story in 2000X.
Yes. And also, I had showed it off before. I don't know. Where did I put it? Once again, I'm losing my. Here we go. Yes. Learn the entire story, the Icons of Evil, Trapjaw.
Oh, nice. Looks like a cool comic.
It's a
Where did you get your comics at? Did you get them locally or did you order them?
I've actually ordered 90% of my Masters of the Universe. I have all of the Masters of the Universe comics with the exception of 8 comics that are the original comics that DC did back in '86.
Right.
So I'm missing. I've got one, two, three, and 4 of the very first originals, and then I have all of the ones that they did for Marvel. No, no, no. It's the Marvel, the Star Comics that I'm missing. I have
Oh,
one,
okay.
two,
Yep.
three, and 4, and that's a 13-part book series. So that's a set that I need to complete, and
Yeah. The
they're
Star
expensive.
comics are cool. Yeah, they're pretty cool comics.
They're very cool, but they're very expensive.
Yep. I know that one with the one with Superman and He-Man. That was a pretty expensive one too.
Actually, I found a really good deal on that. I do have that. I have a graded copy of it, so it never comes out that plastic.
Right.
And granted, it cost me a decent amount of money, but again, it's graded and it's in my collection. So um, I almost kind of wonder what if you're going for a nominal value of things that you collect. Do you think the comic book would be more expensive, or would gain more, or do you think the figures would?
Honestly, I it's hard to say because in the world of comics, I know nothing. Like I have like zero knowledge on comics and their worth. That's like something that I would have to ask Joneser because he's into the toys and the comics, and he actually does a lot of turnarounds with his comics and stuff. So I wish I had an answer for that, but I just don't have enough knowledge on on comics to even give an answer. Because comics could very well be, you know, right up there with the toys. I wouldn't know.
Fair enough. So here's the back of both cards, the artwork.
Yeah,
The
I like the traditional zip line wire that they threw in there, like they had in the original commercial.
Yes, yes, that's excellent, and of course that's on the 2020 backing of the card.
Yeah. It's actually surprising a lot of people didn't realize what that hole was on Trapjaw's head, what it was actually for. That's what it was for. It was for him to zip down on a line.
Originally, I didn't know what it was for until like it wasn't from this, but like I had kind of I started watching like old commercials on YouTube, and then I seen somebody do that, and I'm like, that's not how you play with him. and, and then I was just
Yeah.
like, hold up, yes it is. And then I'm looking at some of the older comics. Uh, when I got into starting reading my comics again, I'm like, I forgot all about that.
Yep. I did my when I set up my origins and stuff, I actually did the same thing. I had like from each side of my wall, I had like a piece of yarn string, and I looped it through his head, and then I just thumbtacked the string on each side of the wall, and I had him knotted in the center, so like he was coming down the line.
Oh, nice.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I was. I I always found it kind of funny that I was always thinking to myself, like, if I make a lot, how am I going to get them off of the line?
Right.
These
Yeah, it's
things are
so funny.
always a pain in the butt to get out of these plastics. I had this
You
one in here.
might see my screen go white for a second.
Oh, not a problem.
Yep.
Work,
I just wanted to put in a
well.
little bit of a white background. I just didn't have time.
There you go.
There, now I got a nice white background.
And there's that beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that hammock staff. Absolutely. What happened?
Oh, did I?
Did
I
I
must
do
have.
that or did you do that?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I think I might have did that by accident. I hit my keyboard with the packaging.
It's possible. No big deal. I thought I might have disconnected or something. Yeah, I was saying there the that Havoc staff is very similar to the one that comes with the faceless one in the classics line, except for it's pink instead of green.
Okay.
You'll probably
Yeah.
see if you're on my unboxing tonight. You'll see it because I have them out doing some classics tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be on that.
It's actually an hour from now, so it's an hour away.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what was taking me so long to get on here because I was doing my setup, and I was like, usually I get my setup a day early, but I was kind of doing it late.
Oh no, you're perfectly fine. Um, I was. I had just said before you had showed up, I was like, I know I was supposed to have somebody coming online, uh, but apparently you had to be doing something. So that that's perfectly fine. Uh, again, I when somebody whenever I invite somebody or whatnot, uh, if they show up, that's cool. If they have things they got to do, hey, life happens at the speed of life.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, there there's Keldor. I really do like this figure a lot.
I like the cape. I wonder if it's the same cape mold as like Scareglows, or if it's different.
It is a little bit different. No, Scareglows. If I remember correctly,
I know. I think Scareglow's got a texture on it.
yeah, yeah. This feels more rubbery, uh,
Okay.
vinyl more of a vinyl. It's a soft vinyl, that's for sure.
So
But
what do
this
you
is
like? Do
probably
you like the like plastic capes, or do you like the soft good capes for your figures?
personally, I prefer the soft good, but because I have children that like to play, I have to take my soft goods off so they don't ruin
Yeah, yeah. And it's really weird because I'm the same way, and I originally liked plastic until it wasn't until like I think it was Shira in Wave 3 that I discovered how much I actually like soft goods. And then then I discovered the wired capes like King Grayskull, and I was just hooked from then on forward. So yeah, I like the soft goods too.
Yeah, I, I think my thing is that when it comes to the wired soft goods, um, I tend to like to take the wire out just because eventually, after so much playing with it or moving it, kind of like the very specific. When I was a kid, I had the Jake the Snake Roberts, that had the that had the Damien, that had the wire in it. It's going to protrude out of it anyway,
Right.
eventually. So get rid of it.
Yep.
I can always find another way to make it look like the cape is flailing somewhere or some way, whatnot. It,
So are you getting into the Masterverse now? Because I see you sent me a couple photos there.
yeah, I've been a very bad boy. my, my my lady's like, "What did you do?" uh, I turned around the other last week, and of the Masterverse figures now, I've got in a week. I still got 5 more coming. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've
Jake the
got eight,
Snake is my
I got
favorite
eight.
too.
I got 18 of the Masterverse figures now.
Oh, that's good. That's real
Yeah,
good.
and
I lost count how many I've got, but I know I've got quite a few.
I, to be honest with you, I think I like the Masterverse figures. Um, I like,
They're better now than they were in the beginning of the line. They're a lot better.
I am particularly. I think my favorite figure right now of the ones that I got is the Battle Cat figure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like the Cringer underneath. He's really good. He's like,
Yes,
I was amazed at the size of him when I first seen him in the store. I was like, oh my, is that ever huge? It's like it's even. I think pretty sure it's bigger than the classics one, if I'm not mistaken.
right. Yeah, because I think he's 14 inches.
Yeah,
And again, I don't know anything about the classics line. I mean, I know a little bit about the classics line as far as what they've got, but I've missed out.
yeah. I
And
missed it on a lot. I'm lucky to have a handful of them. Like I got just over a dozen of them now, and I'm very proud of them because they're so hard to get a hold of.
yeah, they're very expensive.
Yeah,
And uh, you and I were having that same conversation the other day. You had said, Go out and grab them before they get more expensive because, yeah,
yeah.
right now they're cheap.
Yeah,
Well,
certain characters are
cheaper.
gonna go up when the line ends for sure. It's the same with the origins. Certain ones will go up.
Like right now, the two that are the most expensive that I've seen on the secondary market is the Sorceress for Revelations. She's about $80 and higher. Uh, who's the other one? Two Bad's up there.
I guess it's
And
certain parts of the areas that they're in. I've heard people say that they're peg warming in different states, so I guess it just depends where you're at.
yeah, I definitely would agree with that because there it's so funny how the distribution really is. Um,
Yeah,
Again, but there's Cronus.
yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks really neat without the mechanical arm. It's just so foreign to me. Yeah, pretty cool.
So they definitely kept with the scheme of things with Trapjaw, which is very cool. that's the one thing I think that's the only other really thing that drew me to Cronus to that point because I didn't really know anything really about Cronus until I got into the 2000 and
X cartoon or whatever.
right.
Yeah,
Um,
I've watched that cartoon at least 7 times through. At least, I absolutely loved it.
yeah, I still find myself going through YouTube and going to Mattel's Mattel Actions channel and watching the 2000X series.
Yeah,
I I really do like what they did with that cartoon, and it really is a shame that it went the way of the dodo.
yeah. I wish they would have had the season 3 because that was the Horde. That's just like that was a bummer for me.
And with this, I like the way that Mattel packaged the the newer ones. They're no
Oh
longer.
yeah,
It's not in the bags. They make a in the back of the plastic. They make a just a little indention for the weapons to be in there.
yes sir. Yeah, I gotta get that trap jaw too. It's one of the ones on my list. I have yet to see anything for wave 10 here. I only seen wave 9 here once, and wave 10 I've seen nothing.
Oh wow!
I'm lucky that I ordered King Hiss there for the Origins, so he's on his way. It'll be my first Snake Man that I had since I was a kid, so I'm pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, that King Hiss it is a phenomenal sculpt. Uh, Fantastic toy all in itself. Um,
Yeah,
it definitely reminds me of the original.
yeah. Yeah, I love what they're doing with the line, though. I just hope they keep it coming. I'm so shocked because I don't know if you've seen the new list that was revealed or whatever, but still no Cyclone in the new list reveal. I was so shocked. I was like, what is taking so long for them to get Cyclone on the go here? Is the one
Yes,
that I want the most next, besides Mossman, which has already been announced. I want him desperately, but I think it'll be a little bit for me to track him down. Where he's Walmart exclusive, I think it's going to be a little while. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. I can't wait to get that one because it's a mini comic, I like it. So
I love the fact that it's it's that silver play on green,
yeah,
and that really stands out. That stands out a lot. In fact, I might find myself taking the silver robotic arm and putting it on my other one.
yeah. Too bad they wouldn't have infused his plastic with glow in the dark because I think that would have like that bright yellow glow in the dark that he appeared in the comic. I think
Right.
that was a missed opportunity. I think that would have been so fun.
Either that or giving it the blast effect.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool regardless. So I'm definitely gonna get one if I find one.
Um, where did I get it? I got mine off of BBTS when I first pre-ordered it. Again, I I really like this Masterverse as well. What they did with the trap jaw here,
Yeah,
it's very indicative not only of the comic that I just showed, but it's again the Netflix Revelation by Kevin Smith, and I love the packaging. The packaging, I
yeah,
actually like this packaging a lot more than even though the Origins. I know the Origins packaging is to be more of the 1980s resemblance of the 5.5 inch figures.
yeah.
Kind of wish they would have renewed to something similar to this, but then again, now that they've done it with the 7-inch figures, that's fantastic.
Yep.
And
What I wish they would have done with the Origins packaging instead of the glue-on blister package, I wish they would have done what Boss Fight Studio does with their figures and puts it on a blister package, but you can just slide it off and slide back on.
right, like the
I wish, yeah, that's my favorite packaging for, or like, for that type of style.
yeah, Mattel did that a few times for their exclusives, the Sunman and Shira.
Yeah, I think they done it with a couple. It was like Sunman, Shira. There might have been there was another recent one. I can't remember who it was. Wasn't it CamoCon that got that treatment too?
Yeah, yes, it was.
I wish we could get all our characters that way.
Yeah, at least in the exclusives.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem at retail because of theft, but for exclusives and stuff, I wish they could do them all that way.
I wish there was an easier way to get these things out of the plastic. I see why.
Yeah, sometimes what I'll do, like my unboxing nights or whatever, I'll cheat a little bit. I'll take the character out of the package and I'll just cut those little slits and then I'll just put them back in.
Yeah, that's what I need to start doing.
Just to save my audience the trouble. That's kind of what I've been sort of doing if I remember to do it.
Yep.
Like I won't remove the character or anything. I'll just cut the little tabs or whatever and then put them back in the box.
Yeah, I think I need to start doing that. Because it takes up a lot of time.
Well, that in the plastic crinkling, I know a lot of people don't like that sound. I personally don't mind it because to me it's something good inside, so that's the sound of goodness to me, but I get why people don't like it.
There it is. Reminiscent Trapjaw.
Yeah, I overall love what they did with them. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I would up until the revelations that they did here, I would have never thought, and of course in the new comic book, I never knew the reasons on why he had an actual trap jaw. It was always weird to me, but again, so he's cybernetic and
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Skeletor almost destroyed him just to prove a point. And again, like I was saying earlier, I don't know why with the phenomenal characters that Skeletor has behind him, Evil Lyn, Triclops, Merman, Trapjaw, Cronus, as before. I think that if all 5 of them and Beastman, if all 5 of them decided, hey, let's use our powers to get rid of Skeletor once and for all, Skeletor would be screwed.
They could probably overpower him, I would think, if they all band together.
Right.
Especially if they had Evil Lyn backing them up, it would probably work.
Yes. In fact, I find Evil Lyn's origin story to be one of the most phenomenal.
Yeah, I like it.
Stories behind her because, again, there is so much that her particular, and I do like the way they package that. If you open that part up,
yep,
that's where his. I guess you would call that is that a skirt? No, that's for his chest.
Yeah, it's like he's got the shorter version of the cloak, like where Triclops has got the longer version, which is another awesome character that they nailed in the Revelation toy line. It was great because
Yes.
he had the options to swap him out to the motherboard too. But his classic look is spot on. I love it. It's a great replacement for classics if you don't have classics. I'd say it's right up on par with it, to be honest.
This almost kind of reminds me of playing with my girls, helping them dress their Barbies and stuff like that with the
Yeah.
soft goods. Uh,
I hope they come out with the Princess of Power line, and I put a poll asking people what they thought would be better, was the rooted hair or the plastic hair, and to my knowledge or to my surprise, I think the majority voted on the rooted hair. I think. Actually, I'm gonna go back and check my community tab for a sec here while we're here because I'm curious what the majority was for that because it might have updated since I've posted it. And let
yeah,
me see.
I personally think the rooted hair would be a better go.
Oh no, see, I had 47% on rooted and then 53 on plastic, but pretty close. And that was out of 126 votes. I don't know what it is with the She-Ra characters or whatever, but I just think the rooted hair would be the better route to go.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I
Uh,
wasn't very happy with what they did with She-Ra, the retail release of her hair. I just don't like it.
yeah, that unrooted hair is it's definitely not my pick. Um, Not that I like to comb my doll's hairs or anything, but
I don't either. I just think it suits them more. I think some people might have that thing in their mind, like if it goes rooted hair, then I own a doll, and they just don't want that. They don't want that type of reputation. I get it, but you know what? I don't care. I want rooted hair on some of my figures.
well, me personally, like I've got all girls, so I'm used to playing with my daughters and
Well, that's the same with
playing
me. I
with
got a daughter too, so she has a lot of rooted toys as well, and some are good ones, like the best ones I've gotten for her, ones that I love, like her. She's got like the Disney Store brand Elsa and Anna figures that I bought from both films, and they're great. They're fully articulated and everything. They're very cool.
yes. This belt is kind of hard to get on him.
Yeah, and a lot of people do prefer the plastic. Thanos is saying that he prefers the plastic, and a lot of people do. A lot of people are right with you on it. I guess my issue with the plastic with characters, especially females, is if the hair gets too heavy, it becomes top heavy
Hmm.
and kind of messes up the articulation, like sort of thing. So that's kind of my issue with the plastic with heads.
Yeah, I could kind of see that, but
Depends on who the character is. Like if it's somebody like Entrapta, that's going to be a problem.
right. Well, his belt does not want to go on, so I'm done messing with it for right now. Again, I don't know. I'm
I'm not into that whole motherboard look myself. I prefer the classic, but I think most people do like the classic.
Yeah. I mean, I got a friend of mine. He likes the whole new motherboard look and whatever, and I'm I'm kind of interested to know, seeing as it's been suggested that we're getting a second season of Revelation.
Yeah, it's still coming from what I understand. From what I understand, it wasn't canceled or anything like that. I'm surprised, actually, I'm surprised it isn't out yet because they announced it so long ago.
Right. So I'm just kind of wondering, how are they going to do Skeletor in a motherboard?
Honestly, what my take is, what I think they're going to do is I think he's going to go back to revert to the Horde for a little while. They're going to put him in that cloak outfit, so the Horde outfit where he wears the cloak. I think they're going to put him in that and kind of go from there is kind of what I'm speculating on. And I read some leak stuff. I don't know how true it is. But from what I understand, Hordak doesn't show up till the very end of that season. That's what I read. I don't know how true it is.
Hmm, that would that would be kind of interesting that he doesn't show up till the end. I would think I would think that after they had show in the first season finale when they showed the evil horde thing come out of Motherboard, that they would at least bring Hordak in one episode uh, uh, in the beginning, just
Yeah,
just
it's hard to say.
just yeah, just to uh, get a feel for it, and then probably not bring him back in until the very end or somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Like if he doesn't show up till the end, that makes me wonder. Well, how the hell are they going to do the rest of the horde members in the show?
Right?
Like how the heck are they going to do this?
Yeah. Where are you going to go with it? And again, you know, it's it's not just Kevin Smith, but Mattel has their hand in this too. So what do you have in store?
Yeah, lots of different directions that they can go, but definitely they're going. I mean, you can guarantee there's going to be new characters in that season because new characters means new, money for Mattel. So
Right.
new characters to sell. That's the whole point of the show is to sell the toys. So
And I think it's funny again. I actually, I honestly don't know. I know that when Filmation did their cartoon, we had the toys before the cartoon. We had so it was definitely backwards. But now with Masterverse, we have the toys. We have the toys after the cartoon.
yeah, I was just gonna say we're actually really behind, like really slow, because we're just getting the Empress Evil Lyn on Mattel Creations. Like we're way behind
Right.
in terms of how long the show's been out for. So they got some catching up to do.
What do you think about that? That Dark Lyn, I guess they're calling it.
I'm fine with it. In terms of the toy, I think the toy is fan friggin' tastic. I can't help but like it because she's got a little bit of an Amazon woman going on in there, especially with her ankles. And I just like that touch. It's something different to me. I like that she's got two separate wires for the cloak and for the sash, according to Mattel Creations as it's listed. I just like that, and I like the face paint because it gives me references to Gem and the Holograms big time when I see her face like that.
Like to me, I love the face. I love the fact that they did everything from the cartoon with the crown around the neck. Um, I'm I'm not. I can't say that I love the legs. The legs are a little bit too long. The feet. I think it was Bobby last night said they're stompers, and he really is. I prefer the term. I prefer the term corn killers.
I'm kind of wondering like how she's going to scale up with like Skelly God and stuff like that. Like I'm wondering how big she actually is because I can't get a sense of it until I actually see it in someone's hand.
Yeah. So I'm going to let me see here so that we can see all of them together.
Yeah, one of them is not like the other.
Right. Can you tell which one just isn't the same?
Same. What was that
That
from?
was
Sesame Street? Was
yep.
that Sesame Street? Yeah, I thought so.
That yeah, that was that's again I am doing a custom that I got from a guy on IG. Uh, Jerry D is he has two channels, uh, but it's Deep Lex Customs or Jerry D, and it's a particular figure that he did, which was a Skelmo, and what he did with it, that fantastic. He took a bobblehead Elmo, Tickle Me Elmo
Yeah.
statue. He popped that off, and then he turned around. He did all the little things. He filled the hole in, and then re-drilled it so you could put it on top of an Origins figure. Painted it all up, and it's fantastic.
That's hilarious.
So I'm gonna do one now because I've already gotten everything set up. But I'm doing an anti Eternia Skelmo, so he's gonna be all in the whole black with the exception of like his eyes. So you're gonna see the big old whites of his eyes, and like he'll have like little purplish red orange pupil, and then I'll do something with like in between the fur so that it looks like the anti Eternia He-Man hair and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, it's gonna be great when I get it done. Still working on that. Excuse me. But yeah, I I really do. I like what I love what Origins has done with their line. I'm familiarizing myself with the with the Masterverse line now. Um, I
Oh yeah.
I definitely find the Masterverse line to be pretty cool. Uh, Again, they have that pop and swap capability, and most of them come with extra heads.
Yep.
And then I turn around and what I found to be pretty cool, which my kids found to be pretty cool at the same time, and my kids were asking me, "Dad, how did you get a King Grayskull figure in Origins?" I said, "Well, I got this Masterverse figure, uh, King Grayskull, and I popped one of the extra heads from him onto
Right.
Clamp Champ."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they're like, "Dad, you got to make me another one." It's like, no, King Grayskull is not a cheap character to buy.
Yeah,
uh,
no, he's
how,
not, he's pretty pricey here. I think he's still 49 or 59.99 here at Toys R Us. He's very pricey.
however, I caught a lucky deal on Amazon, not Amazon, eBay, uh, and it was four characters in one bundle, and I got them all for like $10 a pop
Yes,
in an
sir.
auction. So I mean, I got lucky with that. And I will say, I honestly got real lucky with that, especially considering the characters that were in it. Trapjaw was in it, Triclops was in it, King Grayskull, and Savage He-Man with Orko. So, those are all deluxe figures. So
Yeah.
$10 a pop. Yeah, I couldn't pass that up.
Oh no, not at all. I'd pick up an extra set for that price, for a good sale price, just to use the feet or something like that for a custom.
Right.
Because that Savage feet could come in handy.
Yes. You know what's kind of funny is uh, looking, look, really looking at the Masterverse figures. Even though they're at a different scale and height, the buck is almost the same
Yeah.
as the Origins buck. I think the only difference is that they have that bendable chest and whatnot. I mean, but they've got they're almost exactly the same, other than the height, and that buck is almost the same. And the heads really are a little bit smaller than the Origins, which is which is fine. It's also kind of surprising to me that they're a little bit smaller.
Right. All right. Well, I'm gonna. I don't mean to cut short or anything, but I got to get ready for my unboxing here. It's less than 30 minutes, so I'm gonna head on out here.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had for my stream too. So
Hello.
I'm
Hello.
uh, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna head out too because this is definitely all I had for tonight. Um, uh, as as everybody has seen, uh, I have already created several live videos, live streams that are going to be going. And Adam, before you go,
Yep.
anybody who will be watching the replay of this or whatnot, let them know where they can find you, man.
Right over at Radical Toys on YouTube. You can catch me on Instagram at Radical Toys 79. I'm over there. I'm over there quite often, usually daily. And yeah, so kind of look out for that stuff. I do live unboxings every Friday night, unless I say otherwise, at 11 p.m. ADT time. I think that's 9 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, and I cover anything live that's Mattel Creations.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So, with that being said, everybody, I thank you for joining the stream, and I will see you on the next one. Adam, thank you for dropping in.
Yep. You guys have a good one.
Have a great night.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye bye.